Yo, what's up? Marco back in the house. We're gonna be on Chatterbox doing an interview right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell.
Yes, another week, another Chatterbox. My name is Dan, and we got a full house tonight. Obviously, we're gonna start off with the OG. Gonna start with the Don one. It's your brother Des. Welcome, man.
Why? I'm here. Top of the bill.
Yeah, someone drop him back down to his place. Come on. Anyway, carry on. We've got the brother Sean. Welcome, G.
Yo, people.
Don't know. It's the boy P. Where's the Haribos, brother?
Hey, I haven't got any Haribos. I had some grapes, but they're finished because we were waiting on Des.
Yeah. Des took long time tonight, you know. And obviously, the ladies love Andre. Welcome, G.
Yo.
Oh my days, he's too much for me, you know. Now this week we will be reviewing The Witches, which is the remake of the original film directed by Nicholas Roeg in the 1990s, which is a young orphan hero boy who has moved in with his grandmother after the death of his parents. But while trying to settle into his new life in Alabama, he encounters a group of sinister witches while staying in a hotel with his grandmother, set on turning every child into mice with a magic potion. But Hero Boy has other plans and plots with his grandmother and friends to take the Grand Witch down. Let's jump right into this review because I'm interested to hear your thoughts are on this one. So guys, before we explore it into way more detail, was this film a hit or a miss?
This film was completely and utterly a miss. Can't say anything more about that.
For me, this film, I'm going to have to take this one from you, Des, but I think this one was a hiss, which is neither a hit nor a miss. So, I just think it was an okay film. That's it, really.
It was a miss for me. It had a few fascinating moments, but otherwise, miss.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Sean. I have to agree with you as well. I will go for a hiss. I watched it with my granddaughter. She's got her own opinion as well. So we did a little review, but for me, definitely a hiss.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, Des and Sean. Like, it was down the middle. I think the kids will enjoy it. They'll look back on it maybe in a few years. I don't know if they'll remember it longer. And for us, the adults, I don't feel like it was a memorable film. I don't feel like it did anything that made me go, "Wow, that was mad," you know. But, it wasn't a bad film. So, yeah, it's a hiss. I like that word. We're going to have to use that one more often. Hopefully we won't, though, and all the films we watch will be sick. Anyway, what did you guys like, or if you thought it was a miss, dislike the most about this film? And tell me why.
What I liked about the film, I liked the opening sequence. I liked Octavia Spencer. I think she's a fantastic actress, and she really delivered in this. I really liked a lot of the cast. I feel they gelled well. What I did not like about the film was the rest of it. I didn't really like the main bit of the film. I didn't really like how it ended. And where I liked it again was the credits. It was overall a miss with few elements of gems.
Angelica Houston, who played the Grand Witch in the original, put in a convincing performance. But how do you think Anne Hathaway did in the same role?
I haven't seen the original, and for that, I can't really compare it. But for me, I felt, and she played a convincing role. Her general mannerism was dismissive towards the other people, and she had a presence when she was in the midst of her followers. She was clearly an authoritative figure, and that kind of came through. And for me, I like the makeup and animation used in bringing her character to life.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway was interesting. Her accent was interesting. You could tell she was having a good time. It was very over the top, intentionally. But it was just she was having fun. It wasn't for me though. I just didn't enjoy the film.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that one, to be honest, Andre. Like, accent, man, what was going on? It wasn't terrible. I just felt it was a bit shaky. I don't know. It didn't spoil the film though, and I agree with you there. There's like the way they used the special effects with that mouth thing, that was pretty cool. And in general, I think the special effects overall weren't too bad. There were a couple of scenes where I think they, again, maybe a bit shaky, like her accent. But talking about the creation of this film, Robert Zemeckis has been behind a few well-known classics over the years. But do you think he put enough of his own spin on this story? And if so, what did he do different that worked for you?
I think he had a good balance of putting his own twist to the story, but still keeping, the same premise as the original. Which I think it worked really well, in my opinion. Things like Hero Boy being the narrator instead of the grandmother, which was in the original. I thought that was fine. And also the fact that it was set in America. That didn't really take away from the story, but added some diversity to the film, which I think was a good thing.
I really enjoy a lot of his films, but I just really think he missed a lot on this when it came to this film. I just thought the whole premise of how it put together, I just thought it was a big letdown.
Another actor that played a big part in this film was Octavia Spencer. What did you make of her performance in the new film?
Yeah, Octavia Spencer was dependable, solid, which she always is, to be honest. She's always solid to excellent in the role she does. It couldn't help with this movie, but I always enjoy her performance, but it did not save this film.
Definitely got to agree with you again there, bruv. Honestly, it didn't save the film, but it was fantastic. And she does bring something special to any role that she plays. I especially liked in the first few scenes where we saw the young hero boy lose his parents. I think we dealt with that so well. His reaction to it and the way he was feeling, I really felt that. I could relate to that a lot. And I love the way that the grandmother, or Octavia, just brought him out of himself, really. And the way she played that kind of stern but loving grandmother role, just loved it. It was perfect. Now, the original was set 30 years ago, so it's older than me. And as we know, the film technology has vastly improved since then. What did you make of the cinematography, Des, especially since you were in your young 30s then?
Oh man. You know what? Based on that now, I've got to go and watch the original. So I'm just gonna get a copy from Pianki and I'm gonna watch it. So Pianki, hook me up with a copy of the original one. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
As I said, I can't compare it because I haven't seen it, but looking at the film itself, the way it was shot, it just reminded me of Matilda. For me, it was a classic film for children and young people, but more so children. And the animation suggested that. For instance, looking at Young Hero when he turned into a mouse after being catapulted in the air, and the multiple yellow-purple bubbles erupted on his face. I thought that was classic. And the grin on the High Witch, man, that was scary. That was unexpected. I really liked that. And in a way, it reminded me of Venom, Spider-Man Venom, just that kind of smile. That was crazy. Even though she was a witch, it wasn't your traditional witch. So I expected to see something more of somebody with the long black hat coming in on a broomstick, crooked nose, you know what I mean? And that massive pimple on her face, but there was nothing like that at all.
Yeah, I really like the cinematography. I like some of the special effects they said. I think I mentioned it earlier. Some of the time, though, I was a bit questionable. And I was thinking about this. And when we've got films out there, like you mentioned, Spider-Man, other superhero films that are using a lot of special effects and they're spending a lot of money. And you see a film like this that's more family orientated. Sometimes they haven't spent as much money. And I feel like you kind of notice. I don't know what you guys think of that. But speaking of the cinematography, there was some backlash from the disabled community after the release of this film due to the disfigured limbs of the witches. Now, Anne Hathaway has since come out and apologized. But was that part of the film insensitive in your opinion? And was the backlash earned?
That's a really good question. I think the original film also had some disfigured feet. I think it was in the original, which at the time, there wasn't any social media about, who's to say that there wasn't any disabled people that was offended at the time? We don't know, but they didn't have a voice at that time because there was no social media present. So, I'm sure some offense was probably taken, but offence is a subjective thing in some cases. And since, I don't have any disabilities, I think she did the right thing by apologising. Whether she meant offence or not, I don't know. But I just think in these times we live in, if you do cause offence for whatever reason, whether you meant it or not, I think you, have the responsibility to, apologise or, at least explain your situation or where you was coming from when you maybe caused offence. So, that's my take on it, really.
It's an interesting question. I don't know, because I knew about the controversy before I watched the movie. And so I watched it, and that was in the back of my mind. And it was uncomfortable watching certain things. And I've seen the original, but I can't remember a lot of it. So I don't know if they focus as much on the disability as they did in this recent movie. But it was very weird, and thinking about hearing about the kids that took offense to them making out that these people with these disabilities are evil, because there's people with not all their fingers and stuff like that, and it's a weird thing to do, to say that's evil. And they do that a lot in movies in terms of scars and one arm, that's how they're bad, and that's how they're evil and stuff like that. So I get it, and I get why they took offense. It's interesting because I don't know if I would have felt uncomfortable if I didn't know about the controversy before. So that's interesting. Would I have watched it and just felt no way? Which is, I'm not saying that's good or bad, but how would I have felt? I love to self-analyze, so that was interesting. But it was good that Anne Hathaway apologized for it, because like Sean said, why not? You offended somebody, no matter if you meant it or not, apologize. So yeah.
That's really interesting what you've got to say there, Andre, because I didn't actually know about it until it came to today before filming this, that it came to my attention. So obviously it's in the questions. And this subject did not come to mind at all when I was watching the film. I knew that the reason they had the type of feet that they had in the toes and was because of that's a part of their identity. I think some of the comments that they made about the style was because they're witches. I don't think that was in any way related to someone who actually have some form of disability. So yeah, to me, I don't know. But again, I'm not a disabled person, so I can't speak on behalf of that community. That's just my opinion, I suppose. Now, since the global pandemic, the film industry has been hit hard, and film companies have been trying their best to still produce great films while making a profit. Was the £15 rental price a good move? And do you think film will get enough viewers to make a profit?
Well, you know what? The £15 wasn't a bad move, and I'm sure they will get quite a lot of people trying to watch the film, but it wasn't a great film, and the controversy that surrounded the film, especially in relation to the disfigurement of how the witches came across, that will offend a lot of people. So a lot of people might not sign up to watch it, but it is what it is. It wasn't something I would watch twice, or it's not something I would ever recommend. So
yeah, for the £15 rental, sitting down with my granddaughter, it was worth the £15. She's enjoyed it. I'm going to sit down with her again. We're going to watch the original. She's read the book as well. So we're going to have a more in-depth discussion about that and do some comparing and some contrasting. So the £15, it's a drop in the ocean anyway. And it's a film that she did enjoy at the time.
The time we're in at the moment, going through this global pandemic, I think it's something that, a lot of people are stuck at home at the moment, and obviously people are bored. People don't know what to do with themselves. Spending £15 on a film that the family can watch together, the kids might find interesting. They might enjoy. I just think, it's a winner for them. I think they're going to make their money. I think they're going to make a massive profit. Think about it. If Mulan was able to, sell at whatever price it was at the time, I think it was like £20 at the time. So, at 15 quid, I think they're going to make their money back. And I always have to remind myself, especially when I'm sort of analysing some of these kids or family films, that it might not necessarily be my thing, and it's not something that I'm interested in really watching in a lot of cases. But I have to strip back and think to myself, you know, if I was like, you know, a 7-year-old boy again, or, you know, 6, 8, whatever it is, would I look at this film and think it's something that I would want to watch? Judging by the trailer, the story, and all of that, I think I probably would. And I think for that reason, parents will be going out and paying for this rental online from the streaming services, and they will watch it. So yeah, definitely, it was a good decision from Warner Brothers.
I definitely think there are people who are going to pay for this film, but maybe not after watching this review today. I don't know. I think when people are already paying for streaming services and it's clear that things are getting more expensive for people across the board, you know, people are spending more time at home and paying more on gas and electric bills and all that kind of stuff. I think they're just trying to make money out of people, and like more money than they could already. And that kind of annoys me. I feel like this film wasn't even worth the £15, especially considering it's a rental. So you're not even keeping the film. Like, boy, I just feel it's very unfair. And I feel like they are, yeah, I want to say corrupt. It's not corrupt, but it's wrong, man. They shouldn't be doing it. I don't think they should be charging people extra. Or at minimum, I don't think they should be charging that much. If it was like £4 or £5, I'll be a lot more happy about it. But the most important thing about any film that we review on Chatterbox is the rating. How many stars are you giving it, boys?
At first, I was thinking between -2 and -3, but I'm just going to settle on 1. I'm going to give it 1 star.
As I said earlier, it's a hiss for me. So straight down the middle, 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars.
Yeah, same. 2.5 stars.
You know, I might change my rating. You know, I will give this 2 stars.
I'm with P on this one. It got 2 stars. Like, I like the fact that Chris Rock was in it. That was a draw. The acting wasn't bad, but overall, it didn't excite me. It's an old story that's a bit fun. Maybe when I watch it with my daughter, I might want to give it a little bit extra. But 2 stars from me. We are always interested to hear what you guys have to say, so make sure you hit us up in the comments. And while you're down there, there's a little red box that says subscribe, and next to it, there's a little bell. Hit that so you get notifications every time we upload a new video. And don't forget to hit us up on the socials as well. That's where you can tell us what you've been watching and what you think we should be watching next. Now, this is Chatterbox. We got the boys with us. I'll start off with the ladies. Love, Andre.
Yeah. See ya.
Don't know, it's the Haribo bro, P.
I wish.
And it's the boy, Sean.
Peace out, people.
And it's the OG. Yeah, there's.
Thank you.
Back at the bottom where you belong. I've been Dan. This is Chatterbox. Peace and love.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be done by now.